If our goal as human beings is to lead a happy, effective, and ethical life, it's clear that our decisions, our choices matter a lot, because what are we in our interaction with the world other than our choices and the execution of those choices? However, there's one thing that comes even before the decision-making process when you talk about a choice, and that is the decision of what information are you basing your choice on? What resources are you using in your execution? You're getting bombarded with information from all different sides, and it's not all in a very easy to use form. You're getting one person's opinion, another person's story, another person's facts and numbers, a graph from somebody else, etc., etc., etc. And you have to very quickly, on a regular basis, sort through this information and decide what's good and what's bad. And that's a monumental task. That's actually almost an impossible task to do properly. However, there are some good shortcuts that will get you most of the way there pretty quickly. And I want to share with you two of those shortcuts today that can be applied before you even look deeper at the information. Two shortcuts that can be used as a first glance sift through what is likely to be useful information and reliable information and what is likely to be unreliable. I say likely because there are not a lot of absolutes, right? These are not absolute facts, but they are really good guideposts. And you'll understand what I mean by that once I get started. So the first one of these I want to point out to you is this very idea of an absolute. If someone says the word always or the word never, they've made it incredibly difficult for themselves to make their case. And here's why. When you use the word always or never, you're saying something that is very hard to prove and very easy to disprove. There's this idea, it's a Nassim Taleb idea. He had a whole book about it, which is the idea of the black swan. If you've seen white swans your entire life and you've never seen a black swan, that does not prove that there aren't any black swans in the world. You could go 80 years of seeing millions of white swans, you still cannot say with certainty that there are no black swans in the world. However, if you see one black swan on one day, one time out of the corner of your eye for a second, you can say there are black swans. Once you've seen it, it's proven, at least to you from your experience. You could go your whole life, get a mountain of evidence, and you can't disprove the existence of a black swan. Second thing you should really look at when you want reliable data is a thing called transparency. How much information is the person giving you the data willing to share with you? People tend to lie, right? If two people are arguing about a certain thing, if one of them wants you to look into their sources and the other one won't let you look into their sources, the one who will let you look probably is better. Say you're buying a car. You're buying maybe a used car, and you ask both of them, can I get a report on, all the past owners of this car, the mileage, when it's been repaired, what it's had, etc. And one party says, yeah, sure, here it is. The other party says, no, I'm sorry, we can't provide that. There's privacy concerns, etc. Well, you're going to like the person that says, yeah, here it is. There's also a second reason why transparency is important, though, which is that even if information is true or given in good faith, let's say, even if that is the case, you not only need to know the information, you need to know how reliable the information is, because the most beautiful argument in the world based on a lie just becomes a beautiful lie and in fact is quite dangerous, both to the world and even potentially to yourself. So for example, let's say that you have a forecast that a particular field is going to produce 40 barrels of grain. One estimate, one forecast that you can believe says it's 40 plus or minus 2. So you have between 38 and 42 barrels, very, 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 very tight range. You can make a very strong prediction based on that if you look at the evidence and it seems to make sense for you. If it was 40 plus or minus 30, well, now it could be 10 or it could be 70. That's a huge disparity, and putting stock or putting weight in that prediction becomes far less good for you. Now assume that you just have someone that said it's going to produce 40 and you don't know. You don't know if it's 40 plus or minus 2 or 40 plus or minus 30. How do you use that information? It becomes incredibly difficult. So that transparency of knowing more about the data and being able to dig in yourself, being able to look at the sources, being able to extract more from it is incredibly valuable as well. So those are the two reasons why transparency is absolutely critical. Number one, to prevent bad actors, to prevent people from trying to deceive you and actually just falsifying. But secondly, even if people are in good faith and trying to give you good data, if there's more detail to the data, at least detail available if you want it, then that makes it potentially more reliable and more useful to you by a huge, huge degree. So take these concepts, learn from them, apply them in the real world, because that's what this channel is all about. It's not just about ivory tower theoretical stuff, it's about actually helping you in the real world. So I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.